Hi, my name's Helen. This is my channel, Helen Mary Jo. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're returning, thank you. And if you're a Hellsbell, hello. This is kind of a bit of an impromptu video, one that I didn't actually intend to make. But I'm doing it, so I just thought, well, I'll just share with you. Oh, there's Dolly, desperately needing a groom. She's being done on Friday. So another logistic thing, you know, there's always something, isn't there? So anyway, we had a lovely time in Vienna. We kind of went for 2 nights, but not over the weekend. And we had a bit of a situation when we were going. So our daughter lives, Grace lives quite near to the airport. So we had a really early flight, so we parked our car at her house and stayed the night with her the night before, and she drops us into the airport early in the morning, and it was a 7 o'clock, just after, I think it was 7:05, 7 o'clock flight in the morning, and with a 6:25, you know, gate closing and all that, and we only had hand luggage, so she dropped us off merrily and bye, and walked straight up, and I looked at the flight board. So that's funny, our flight's not there. Said to one of the BA staff, oh, our flight's not on the board. And she said, have you got luggage? I said, no. She said, just go to security. So I said, okay, that's a bit weird. Anyway, never mind. And we got to the, you know, the self, you know, what they're called, boarding gates, not boarding gates, departure, you know, to go through to security. I can't even think straight. And the thing wouldn't work, the boarding pass wouldn't work. So I sort of looked at this chap who was sitting there and he said, oh, come over here. So I went over there and he put the boarding pass on, and I was in the wrong, we were in the wrong flipping terminal. I couldn't believe it. I've never done that before. Grace has flown to Vienna several times. It's always been Terminal 5. And now here we were with 25 minutes till the gate closing. We're in the wrong terminal. I can laugh now. I wasn't laughing at the time. So I used to work at Heathrow, so I know all this stuff, but honestly, my brain's just dropped out of my head. And I remember working there, and that happened so many times. People would show me their boarding pass and I'd say, you're on the wrong terminal. I mean, sometimes they were at the wrong airport, you know, they'd seen London Airport, but didn't realise that Gatwick was also called Gatwick London. Anyway, he said, go on the Heathrow Express, it's a free ticket, blah, blah, blah. So we start, I can't run, but, you know, going as fast as we can, get the lift down, get to the Heathrow Express. Luckily, there was one waiting. Didn't realise you had to go and get a ticket, free, but you still have to get a ticket, so I got a ticket. Oh, it brings me out in hives just thinking about it. And anyway, we got there. We got there in time. There were about 10 people after us, but you know, you just never know how strict they're going to be with that closing the gate. So then it was, it wasn't even 6:30 in the morning, and I'd already done a car, a train, and then we had to get on a bus to get to the plane. So by 7, I was on 4 modes of transport. I hadn't had time to have anything but a quick glass of water. I was dying for a cup of tea. I don't drink coffee, so I was literally could murder for a cup of tea. Didn't have time to go to a cafe or anything. So we sat down on the plane, and I thought, well, I'm going to treat myself to a nice, you know, hot cup of tea and maybe a roll or something. So anyway, this next bit is so disgusting. So we're sitting down on the plane, and Rob has a look in the behind the seat, you know, to see what the options are for food. And there was a bag of vomit in the seat pocket, and when he pulled it out, some of it went on his leg. And I said, what was that smell? And I can't even say. Anyway, luckily the plane, I've never been on an emptier plane in my life. It was honestly half empty. well, probably more than half empty. So I said, look, just leave that on the floor. We'll move to the row in front, which was completely empty, and go and tell the crew. So I moved and he went and told the crew. They were absolutely horrified and gave us wipes and things to wipe his legs and his hands and everything like that. And they were just, you know, the cleaners haven't done their job. So then she went up and told the chief cabin crew, whatever they're called, and he came over. Lovely. They were all lovely. They were really, really nice. And so, you know, well, I can't apologise enough and all the rest. They didn't clear it up, mind you. I mean, it wasn't masses, but there was enough for it not to be very pleasant. But they just left it there. I guess because the flight wasn't full, they didn't actually have to clear it up. And just said, would you like some champagne? I said, I'll just murder for a cup of tea. And she said, oh, I'm really sorry, we've got no water on the plane. I said, what do you mean? She said, we've got no potable water on the plane. So, I mean, now I've thought about it afterwards. I'm like, why couldn't they have just, shouldn't they have got kettles or something? Couldn't they have just used bottled water? Anyway, no tea or coffee. And I said, as the pilot not even got a thermos of hot water, I said, I'm getting to the stage where I could suck a tea bag. And she said, no, he's not happy either because he's desperate for his coffee. Anyway, it was terrible, really. And I felt so sorry for the crew because they were really, really apologetic. Anyway, instead of a cup of tea, I had a vodka and orange juice. To eat, and Rob said, oh, I'll have a bacon roll, and I said, oh, I'll have a bacon roll as well, and she said, there's only one on the plane. One bacon roll on the whole plane. You couldn't make it up, could you? I mean, that poor cabin crew having to apologise for all of this stuff. Anyway, they were really lovely. And we told them what had happened with the terminal and everything, and that we were celebrating our 45th wedding anniversary. So they did give us a lovely card, actually, which is something I've never had before. And yeah, so, I mean, I know it's only nothing really, but you know what? At least they did that, and they put in a very nice message. And yeah, they tried their best, bless them. I didn't envy them. Now this is funny, but it isn't funny. So the lady sitting just across from us, she said to one of the cabin crew, she said, oh, I'm just going to move seats. And they said, yeah, not a problem. I mean, I don't know why she felt she had to tell them, because she was in an empty row, just her, and she moved along. And she said, because people keep... This is so bad. It's not funny, but it is funny. As they knocked her seat, she said, I had a loose tooth and they've knocked my tooth out. And so they were trying to find the tooth on the floor, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, apart from that, there was no other dramas. Vienna is absolutely beautiful. It was boiling, boiling hot. And yeah, I mean, it was like 26 degrees boiling hot, and we had a really lovely time. So next stop, Dubai. And as is usual in these situations, I've got into a complete panic about what to take, because Dubai's a strange one, because it's very much a city, very much like a kind of London city, if you know what I mean, kind of quite fancy. And so you don't kind of wear your kind of holiday gear, but it is really, really hot. So, and we're going to a couple of nice do's. So I've needed to get all of that. So I'm more or less there. I've more or less got everything organised. And I've just had a panic. I thought, what am I going to wear on the journey? And so I've got a few bits I thought I'll try on now. I'm just about to try them on, so I thought I might as well show you guys, and we can have a look at those together. So I need to get a wiggle on because Rob's about to walk in the door any minute now. So I'll do that now. Let's hope we don't. I know it's Terminal 5 tomorrow for sure, because it's long haul, and Grace will have everything in hand because she flies. I mean, I'm not exactly... Anyway, whatever. I'll get on with it. So this is one of their fairly standard now, I think, black Longline t-shirts, which is just $12.50. This is in an 18, and I really like the length of this. It's super comfortable, soft, not too thin, not too thick, perfect really. Now the trousers, they are an 18 short and they're £25, and they're khaki, and I don't like them, so they're a bit, I don't know, they do look fine and everything, but I don't think they do anything for me. They're a bit kind of windsock shape, if you know what I mean. I think they're a bit too kind of wide for the length. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just don't like how they look on me. So, you know, they're a nice fabric, nice heavy fabric. Did I say how much these were? £25. But I don't like them, so you know, that's that. I've got them on with the Vivaya shoes, which I might actually wear on the journey because they do feel like slippers, so I don't think I'll have any problem. My feet are bound to swell up. So yeah, that's the first one. I'll quickly try on. I think I've got some black jersey ones, so I'll see what they're like. These are the same trousers basically, just in black, but the khaki were 25 and these 35. And I realised what it is, they're too wide kind of at the knee. They stay wide, if you know what I mean. So they don't do anything for me at all. Yeah, I mean, you know, you might disagree, but I don't like them. It's not the look I'm going for. So they're comfortable. These actually feel slightly bigger than the khaki ones. So, yeah, I mean, if you like this sort of thing, I mean, I've got short legs, so I have to be very aware not to make them look shorter than they already are. So these are a no from me. So those last trousers were cotton polyester. They were a lovely type of fabric, but I just didn't like them on me. I didn't like the cut of them. Now I almost like these ones. I know I'm so fussy. And I like the fact that it looks like they've got a fly here, but they haven't actually. They're pull on. They are pulling a little bit on the pockets, but I mean, I'd always have a long top on. But I don't like this stitched, can't really see it on the camera, I don't think, but you know, it's got the stitched seam at the front. I think that's really old fashioned. Plus, if they're a little bit tight, it makes that line go a bit wonky. And these are a short as well. I'll just drop the camera down slightly so you can see. But they are much longer because they're not a crop shape. But I just really, really don't like this line down the front. I'd rather wear those, you know, the black pull-on ones that I've got already. So these ones were, I think these are $27.50, and these are described as straight leg. So yeah, not very successful. Panic buying often isn't successful, but I do like this. I think I will keep this, and I'll probably just wear this with a different pair of trousers. And I'll probably wear my sleeveless gilet, you know, the one I got, I'll show you. I think I won't need a coat at all in Dubai, and this really is just for kind of getting into the airport and stuff, so I think that looks quite smart, doesn't it? And it, you know, it folds up quite small, so it's not a problem. We are taking luggage on this one because I couldn't possibly do this on hand luggage. So yeah, I think I've got another, I might have another pair of trousers. I've definitely got a dress and a jumper to show you. I also got this cable knit jumper, which is cotton and polyester. I got this in a large, and I will say on the website it looks like a lot lighter, and it's coming up looks lighter on the camera, but in actual fact it is quite a pale kind of oatmeal colour, and I don't like it. It's too clingy around me, but I think if it was bigger it would be too big. It's a nice feel, nice and cozy, but it doesn't do me any favours, does it, with this high, and you know, you can see a bit of the old belly bulge going on there. I don't often wear a really chunky jumper because I remember Trinny and Susanna, do you remember them? And they all said, you know, if you've got a bigger bust or whatever, don't add to it with thick wool. I think you can get away with it if it's not actually thick. But this is a really warm jumper, and it comes in a kind of a lilac colour too. I mean, it's not very exciting, but as I was ordering anyway, I thought I might as well. So yeah, not very successful. Let's see what the dress is like. And I'm whizzing through these, but I just did say it's just a little bonus video. So yeah. Now this dress I saw just as I was finishing up, and obviously it's not for travelling or anything like that, but I just thought it was very unusual and I wanted to have a look at it. It's $49.50 polyester, but it's ombre they call it. I did get in a bit of a pickle because the belt was done up tight and that got stuck over my head. And then I hadn't noticed that there's a tie at the back. But there's two things in this dress. I think it is really nice. It's got a lovely, the colours are beautiful. That blue, cream, ivory going into the dark blue. But it is very, you know, if I see this in anybody, not there's anything wrong with it being from M&S, but you'd just be worried that you might see someone else with it. So it isn't lined or anything. It has got a zip, but I didn't need the zip. And I've just popped it on with a little pair of court shoes. So it's nice, isn't it? It's got loads of fabric in it. So I don't know, make of that what you will. I got this in 18. I got this in the long because I wanted to make sure it had that, you know, got the full effect of the ombre. So I think this is fairly new stock, so if it's something you're interested in, I'm not sure if it came in another colourway or not, but anyway, so that's and that hole isn't too big, is it? I mean, you know, you know, no worry with your bra or anything like that. Dolly's asking to come in, so I'm just going to wrap this video up there, and like I say, it's just a short one because I was trying this stuff on anyway and I thought I might as well share it with you guys. Thank you so much for all the comments on the autumnal door swag, which does look lovely on the front door, I have to say, because when you make something you can't see it properly at first. You have to kind of see it like you're seeing it the same way anyone else would see it. Not close up with, you know, where have I put everything. So yeah, so that's been fun. I will be doing a Christmas one and some other little bits and bobs for Christmas because I do enjoy all of that stuff. So yeah, so I'm kind of slotting this video in. I've got a couple of others that are ready to go, and yeah. Oh, someone at the door. See you later.